Anusha, co-founder Candy Factory. So in the business of creating tasting confectionery, which is popular around the world, not that much available in India. So first I'll talk about your pink tongue. If you have children in your family, you know they love sweet treats and you may indulge too. But most of the candy available around the world is made with synthetic colors and chemicals added to them. Studies show that synthetic colors cause irritation to the throat, hyperactivity in children, and have carcinogens when combined with chemicals is actually not so good for the human body. Using colors from plant-based natural sources from turmeric, paprika, spinach, aparajita flower, to name a few. And we don't add any chemicals to enhance the shelf life like the commercially made candies. So it is better for the green footprint. There's no animal cruelty as such. Things happen in your mind first before they actually happen. So everything happens twice in this world. In 2012, when Mahesh, the founder, and my husband, he and my second son, our second son, went on a father-son bonding trip. So Jishnu was 6 years old then, and they went to Goa. Father wanted to please the son. He saw this beautiful looking swirl pop in a store there and he wanted it. So Mahesh thought it's like 100 rupees for a lollipop, but he wants to please the son and he bought it for him. Unfortunately, or maybe I should say fortunately now, it fell and broke to pieces. So he went back to the store to buy one more. And the shopkeeper said, till the next imports come in, there is no one more swirl pop available in Goa. So that was a light bulb moment. These candies, he had seen them earlier in Europe, but noticed them but not given it much thought. But now the thought started forming that why not make these candies for kids in India? It has such a pull and it's not available here. So we started in an extra room in our house. And many days of sticky kitchens. I used to come back from work. I still had my full-time job. And Mahesh wanted to start his own. So he was doing this part-time and with his job as well. So I came back to sticky kitchens and finally we had something like a reasonably looking decent candy. And I brought in the first order for Christmas in 2012. And we made 18 candies. It took us till 3 a.m. to make the first 18 candies, and we were like really exhausted. And we went and supplied to this cupcake counter at a premium mall. And in a few hours, we got a call. We said, what's wrong? Did something go wrong? And they said, it's all sold out. You give us some more now. So the problem was new now. How are we going to make 18 more candies for that weekend? So soon we started participating in farmers market events, and since the product was new and it had a pull in the market, there was demand and retailers also wanted them. But at that time we were very naive to think that you make a good product and it will be sold in shops, but that's not how the market in FMCG works. We've come a long way since then. We have 4 brands now. We make India's only marshmallow brand currently, and the beautiful bright colors are very safe because they are plant-based. Recently in January, we were recognized and awarded by SIDBI as among best 5 startups. Participated in a pitch fest there in 2018, end of 2018. And we were identified by Mr. Rajan Shrikant of Kiritsu Forum. And we were very raw then. We thought, okay, you go pitch, you have a good product, you're making some sales. Investors are going to invest money like you hear in these stories, but that's not the case. We were mentored, we were chiseled out, and we were given the right kind of mentoring, I would say, and a lot of support and encouragement. We performed. So here we are, because one, I'm somebody who really shies away from any spotlight. I prefer the founder, Mahesh, to do the whole thing, and I would literally run away, but I told myself, okay, this is a women's forum. It is going to be encouraging and supporting, and let me go ahead and complete this whole thing. So I was really glad. Vijay Rao spoke about aspiration. That stuck with me quite a bit because all of us have aspirations, but there is no concrete form given to it. Maybe I did not have a concrete form for my aspiration. So after the phase one of that session, I actually went back and spoke to the founder, Mahesh, and I said, what is your aspiration and what is my aspiration? And was glad to know that it aligned. So my aspiration was always like, I have to go to another country and find my product on the shop shelf. And today, we are supplying to Canada and USA through Amazon. We've got approved for Europe as well. So it's a little bit of the aspiration achieved, I would say. It makes me very happy. And thanks. POK, I've been chosen as the runner-up. It was a big thing for me personally. So that was something as an entrepreneur, you're busy building your business, you want to sell, you want to make profit, and you want to earn money out of that. You don't really think about building relationship with investors. That was some good insight, I would say. So thank you, TIE Global. And it's been great seeing other women going through the same journey. So there is a rub-off effect, definitely. Thank you.